Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Kurt, coach of the Adelaide Absols, bringing you week 7 of the APA Season 3 versus Sleeping Knight and the coach of the Montreal 2 Canadians. This week we brought a Webb's Suicide Lead Shuckle as per usual, just a bulky get up Webb's, able to take a Volt Switch or any hit really from anything on this team. A more Spadef Vaporeon. Just to take on that Manaphy so that I could guarantee take a +3 Energy Ball and roar it out to stop it cleaning up early game. A Choice Banded Entei with extreme speed, the usual. A bulky Magnezone with Thunder Wave to deal with Mega Pidgeot, which actually didn't come. I was actually really scared I didn't have a switch into Mega Pidgeot. An Assault Vest Spiritomb to just try and get through screens and get damage off, maybe Pursuit Trap the Necrozma, and a Scarf Kyurem Black. So without further ado, let's just get into the game. Sorry about that. This match, I sort of just went, I have to lead Shuckle. It's my best lead, I need to get Webb's up, I need to slow his team down. I need to make sure I can outspeed it and kill things. So I just had to lead, get up Webb's, and just generally just maybe get up Stealth Rocks just to get hazards. But either way, I had to get everything up. So he just goes straight for the Volt Switch here, turn 1, getting the momentum he wants, revealing Life Orb, which was super nice for me. Finding out that he was Life Orb meant that I didn't have to worry about anything else. Here he just goes into the Klefki, I just go straight for the Webb's. Turn 1 Webb's was really nice. Here I just decided that Entei was my only switch into this. I couldn't break it any other way. All Magnezone did was trap it. We'll scare it for trapping. As he just goes straight for the Calm Mind, so he was prepared to take on that Magnezone. Calm Mind meant that I couldn't really break this, which was really annoying actually. So here he's just going to go straight for the Reflect. This is really annoying because if he didn't have Reflect, I would have been able to just instantly KO this thing. So I'm just going to go straight for the Banded Sacred Fire, doing a nice chunk of damage. Getting the burn, so that means he's not getting the recovery. But either way, that doesn't really matter, as he isn't. He reveals that he isn't. He's just going to get up both screens, which is relatively annoying. There's not much I could do there, so I just have to go and... I just kill the Klefki, so... I'm glad that that thing's gone. That thing was a real nuisance to try and deal with. Here he's just going to go straight into Manaphy and get slowed down. I did have this Entei and the Magnezone. Magnezone actually undersped this thing by 1 point, is the spread I had with Analytic, just so that I could get as much damage off as possible. As he just goes straight for the Tail Glow. I was scared of a Waterium Z sort of Manaphy. He just goes for the Scald. This was a roll to kill at +3. Unfortunately he does get the roll though. So unfortunately Magnezone doesn't get a kill. So here I just go straight into my Spiritomb. I'm AV and I can take 1 from this thing. He just goes straight for the Scald. Doing a decent chunk to me, which was really annoying. Thanks to Infiltrator, I hit for as much damage as possible, doing about 25%. I'm not really invested in special attack, I'm more of a bulky Assault Vested Spiritomb to just take out as much damage as possible. Here I'm just going to double into... I'm just going to pull out Spiritomb, just go straight into my Vaporeon as he just goes for another Scald. He had no reason not to there. So revealing Leftovers, again this turn, getting more HP back. I just go straight for the Protect to scout for the Energy Ball. If he has the Energy Ball, then I need to just take one, and it's gonna hurt, meaning the Vaporeon's really low on health. But unfortunately there's not a whole lot I can do there. So I just have to stay in here. He just goes straight for the Energy Ball again. I was tempted to go into Entei, but I couldn't really do any damage to this thing. I take the Energy Ball and I just click Raw. Meaning this Manaphy's not much of a problem. He just gets... jolting him back in. Unfortunately that's not what I wanted. I was hoping for the Dugtrio. I'm pretty sure I did outspeed a -1 speed Dugtrio. So I was wanting to get a Scald off and just make sure that he couldn't trap me with that thing. Which also meant that I could just fire off random Stone Edges with my Choice Banded Entei. I just go for the Protect, he goes for Volt Switch, scouting him out, getting as much health back as possible to try and switch in on Menifee without a +3. So here I'm actually just gonna go straight into my Spiritomb, sorry. I was hoping I could take one of these Volt Switches, which I actually take that Volt Switch really well. Bulky Spiritomb is really nice, as he just goes straight into the Sneasel. I don't outspeed this thing, unfortunately. I didn't have any speed on this set. So he just goes for the knockoff. I didn't really have a switch into that. So unfortunately Spiritomb goes down. So I can just go straight into Shuckle. I can get out my rocks. I can Final Gambit and get momentum into my Entei. He doesn't have hazard removal, which was really nice. The only way he could remove was Default Klefki, and when he revealed screens, I knew that he wasn't Default Klefki, because otherwise he would just be Taunt Bait. So here he just goes for the Crash, the Icicle Crash. Gonna do a lot of damage. I do live though. I was trying to get the momentum, but he flinches me, which was really unfortunate actually. If he didn't flinch me there, I would have been able to Final Gambit and Suicide and get the momentum I wanted into Entei, while getting a little bit more damage off onto this thing. So here I can just go straight into my Entei now. I have no reason not to just click Sacred Fire, outspeed his whole team. After webs, I outspeed everything and just fire off Sacred Fires. But I'm just going to go for the Extreme Speed because just in case, I couldn't risk a potentially Scarf Dougie. As he goes into the Necrozma. So getting rid of the Sneasel was actually really big. Sneasel posed a really big problem for my Kyurem because I couldn't just fire off Ice Beams. Here I'm just going to go straight into my Kyurem Black. I had to scout if he was like a stored power set or if he was a offensive Necrozma, as he does reveal the Rock Polish, so he's revealing that he's an offensive set. I'm Scarf Kyurem just so that I can outspeed this thing after Sticky Webs and then no Rock Polish. So going for the Dragon Claw, doing just over 50%, as he just goes straight for the Steel Z move. So unfortunately, this was actually a roll. Max Special Attack Modest was a roll to kill with this. I did have HP investment on my Kyurem. So unfortunately, that's going to do a lot. Even if I did live, he would just revenge me with Dugtrio Sucker Punch, but I don't live. So that's unfortunate, and Kyurem Black goes down with it. Unable to kill that Necrozma. Here I'm forced into my Entei again. There's nothing I can do about this. He just goes straight for the Earth Power, which really hurts, revealing that he was modest. So going for the Sacred Fire, and picking off the Necrozma. Necrozma was a real annoyance. It was hard to break, there was not much I could do about that. He's going to bring back in Menifee. I can't really touch this thing. Sacred Fire is not doing much, but I have to sort of just click it and get damage and hope for a burn. If I got the burn, that meant that he wasn't getting his leftovers recovery, as I do manage to get the burn. So his leftovers is basically nulled. And that also means that I can take a +3 Energy Ball here, but if he goes for Scald, there's nothing I can do. If I stay in here and click Sacred Fire, and he goes for Scald, then I'm dead. But if I don't, then I'm also very much dead. The next turn. So he just goes straight for the Energy Ball. So unfortunately Vaporeon then goes down afterwards. So now it's just down to Entei. Extreme Speed is potentially killing this thing, and if I can kill this thing, it actually just kills everything that remains. Dugtrio and Jolteon are both in range. Dugtrio, just being frail, is in range of an Extreme Speed. So I just have to click Extreme Speed here and hope for the best. I go for the Extreme Speed. He obviously just goes for the Scald, and he actually lives on 4 HP, and it was a mid-roll that I hit. I needed to get a higher roll by about 4, so I hit a mid-roll, and unfortunately Entei goes down, so Unfortunately, we pick up another loss this week against Kyle and the Montreal 2 Canadiens. Good game to him though. Unfortunate that I got rolled, but that's whatever. I hope to see you all in week 8, where we take on Phantom Base and the New York Cosmos.